Leads to deals. So if you're taking notes, this is a great thing to write down is leads to deals. Um, we have the same issue, leads to deals. Uh, they straight out called it out that beginner skills are 50 leads to a deal. And you spend a lot of time in a simulator, then you can get to 5 leads to a deal. They straight up called it out. You're either you're either at a 50 to 1 or you're at a 5 to 1, and so at this conference, there's 1,000 flippers in the room, 1,000 investors, which is a really interesting group of people. Um, there were guys that were doing 150 flips a year, and then there were guys that were doing 5 flips a year. Very widespread of talent in the room. I would say there really wasn't any middle ground. You're either doing, 5 deals a year, 7 deals a year, or you're doing like 100 and 150 deals a year. I found that fascinating that there's no middle ground. There was no middle class. And they called it out. They straight up, like, it was awesome. It was awesome to straight up call out the elephant in the room. It was to call out the weirdness, to call out why is it that you have this huge gap in the room? Um, I love that. I love that they were basically just calling out the gap in the room. So a lot of the speakers ended up talking about why is there this huge gap? What's going on here? And I found it fascinating that he approached it in a different way because one family and there was a lot of husbands and wives and kids there, and so that was really cool. It was really, really cool. So I found it very interesting that, one family can have the exact same 30 days a month and they're doing 5 flips a year. And then another family, they kind of look the same. They got their kids in the room, exact 30 days a month, and they're doing 5 flips a month. They're doing 60 deals a year. How, how is that? How is that? Why is that? Why is that happening? And so, you know, put another way, how is it possible that one flipper can do 5 to 10 deals a month and another guy struggling to do 5 to 10 a year? So I found that really, really interesting that they went straight ahead to the elephant in the room. They knew that there was this huge gap. You're either like successful here or you're just beginning or you're stuck or you're stuck. So now I found it interesting that there were different speakers talking about the points in different ways. And so in order to help everybody in the room, they had speakers that would talk about building skills and how to build skills to convert your leads to deals. And then they had other speakers that were talking about taking more action and being more focused on doing the thing and doing more of the things that it takes to convert the leads. And then they had other speakers that even talked for an entire hour on breaking your old habits and breaking your old beliefs that are really just holding you back. And so for a room of 1,000 people with all these different speakers, they were all really talking about the same thing in different ways. In different ways. So that was very fascinating. So and then it gets into just how do you do more? Okay, how do you improve the quality of your life and break through to real freedom to where you're actually converting the leads and you're actually doing the thing? You're doing the thing, right?